factoring means stuff I multiply to get to other stuff. The cool thing about today's lesson is that Math 2 students who are veterans from, with me at least, I know I taught it, this is going to be somewhat a review from Math 2 when we started dealing with quadratic functions, and you'll recognize this right now. Now, what do I mean by trinomials? Okay, some trinomials. Go to write 3x squared plus 7x minus 2. Do that for me. Three x squared plus 7x minus 2. So phone's away right now, earphones off. Underneath that trinomial, let's go ahead and write another one. I'm going to do mine in red. 4x squared plus 8x plus 7. Underneath that one, I'm going to use dotted blue and write another trinomial. Negative 7x squared plus 3x plus negative 10. I'm just making up as I go. Last one I'm doing green. Negative 10x squared plus negative 8x plus negative 6. Okay, I got a black, red, blue, and green trinomial. I can keep going, but I'm going to stop. I think that's enough for our notes for now. What's the same out of every single trinomial, Gonzalez? Can you give me at least one item that's the same? What keeps occurring? They all have an exponent. Which one? Right. 2, huh? Notice every single, the first term is always x squared. Something x squared. Garcia, anything else is the same?
They all got a number with no variable.
Right. Look at they all have. Look at the 2, 7, negative 10. There's this number at the end with no variable. Perfect. There's something else that's the same. Ramirez.
Terms for the second one.
Right. They all have an x term, x to the first power. Okay, every single one of them. So we see a consistency, a pattern going on. So now, underneath those now, go to write standard form. Right here on the side, standard form. Since they all have the same form, what we can write as standard form of trinomial is going to be ax squared plus bx plus c. The a value can vary. It can change. Look at it. That's what all those. The 3, the 4, the negative 7, the negative 10, the coefficients of the x squared term, we call it a. How about the x term? 7, 8, 3, and negative 8. Those are my b values, you see? And then the numbers that didn't have a variable, we call it the c values. So there's pattern, there's structure. Right, Adiaga? Phone's away? So that's a standard form of a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, let's say I have let's take x squared plus 2x plus 3. Actually, no. No, it's not going to work, is it? Yeah. Copy it. Okay. X squared plus 2x plus no, we'll go
That Dodger Blue.
And we're Dodger Blue tie too. It's gonna be a series. They're gonna win the series, even though they lost. Let's go with hold up. Yeah. I'll put on one. Yeah. Can't do that for me. So x squared plus 2x plus 1. All right. Comparing that with standard form, what would be my a value here?
X squared.
Right. A would be 1. Garcia is B is what? Rio C is what?
1.
Okay, we're rocking and rolling. We know our A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 2, C is 1. Now, if I said, can you factor that trinomial? Can you please give me the stuff that multiplies to get to that stuff? Think of warm-up. Remember? Or what was the stuff that multiplied to get to that nasty polynomial? We took out the GCF, and it was a monomial and a trinomial. I'm asking now, what's the stuff to multiply to get to this stuff? 1 times what? The whole thing? Nice, except 1 though. 1 never helps. It's going to end up being 2 binomials. There's no GCF. Look, there's no common factor. They don't all share an x. They don't all share, except for 1. 1 never helps, but 1's a factor of everything. So there's no GCF. So what we're going to do is going to write 2 binomials underneath. Going to give me 2 parentheses for binomials. Okay. Put question mark here, question mark here, question mark here, question mark here. All right. What will go in each binomial that will end up multiplying to become that trinomial is the question right now. Here's what the pattern involves. These two, I'm going to put like an arrow, a little loops. The first question mark and the first question mark here multiply to become x squared. Remember this, Garcia? Watch this now. So here, these 2 numbers, I need factors of C that add to B. Factors of C that add up to be B. All right. So whatever goes here, I have to make sure it multiplies to become the ax squared. And whatever goes here, I have to make sure that they're factors of C. Look at C is 1, but those factors have to add up to be B. That's kind of weird. Whatever goes here in these second question marks have to be factors of C, in this case 1, but those factors actually have to add up to become b, which is 2. Think about that. So what are factors of 1? 1, huh? So you see, 1 times 1 so those are factors of c. 1 times 1 is c, but does 1 plus 1 add it to be 2?
Yeah.
Cool. There, we're done. Look at this. Watch this. Right, so here and here, these two multiply to become x squared. So we go x and x. Right, and look at, I'll put a plus 1 here and a plus 1 here. That should work. There's our factors. It's two binomials. X plus 1 times x plus 1 becomes x squared plus 2x plus 1, believe it or not. I'll verify it because I can see some of you are doubting me. A binomial times this binomial becomes what we just started off with. Remember, the stuff I multiply to get to that stuff is these two binomials. Let me double check. X times x times 1. 1 times x, 1 times 1. Let's see. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 1 times x, another 1x. And 1 times 1 is 1. 1x and 1x is 2x. Look at it, it works. That's the stuff I multiply to get to the trinomial. And what was the technique I used? The technique I used was what you just wrote down. Whatever goes here in these two question marks has to be factors of c that add up to be b. Let me say that again. Whatever goes here have to be factors of c. That means numbers that multiply to become that, but add up to become that. And you're rocking and rolling. That's it. These two are easy because they just become x squared. I'm going to give you 2 more examples from a video, and we're done. Watch. 2 examples. One. Come on.
Welcome to a video that will cover that add to b. And now we need to find the factors of, you probably are plus 2, both is in this table, minus 4x, minus 32. So since our first term is x squared.
All right. Go right. Number 1. This is officially example 1. This is an official example 1. Go right. Factor x squared minus 4x minus 32. So we'll only do 2 examples today. We're done.
This is example 1.
This is officially example 1, right? All that stuff was just like a intro.